Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you back here to Paul McGinley Field once again for our second semifinal of the day in the SCAC Championship Tournament, this time between Trinity University playing at home as the visiting team and Texas Lutheran University in town from Seguin. They're led by Coach Salazar. They've been led this season to a number 2 spot in the conference. You can see the records between the two teams. Trinity ended up number 4 in the SCAC. I'm joined once again today by Chris Gress. Chris, what can you say about this matchup? It's a big one.
It is a big one, Ryan. It is a big one, Ryan. And, you know, I think it's going to be very physical. Trinity have had the upper hand in both previous games this season. But as we talked about yesterday, it's knockout time and the game's massive, so much different.
And when you have those big games, you need your big players to step up. And we're going to be eyeing a key matchup between Texas Lutheran's forward Luis Green, the Offensive Player of the Year in the SCAC, and the Tigers' Jacob Galan, our center back. He's going to be standing strong against Luis Green if the Tigers have their way. It's been that way in the first two matchups between the two teams. You can maybe talk about the game plan potentially for Coach McGinley.
Yeah, I think in the previous two games, I think Galan's had the upper hand in both of those matches. And I honestly think whoever wins that battle will win this match. Luis Green, 18 goals last season, 18 goals this season. It's a phenomenal record. He hasn't scored against Trinity this season or last season, though. So I think if he nicks a goal, I think it could be a good night for Trinity.
Galan, just one vote away from being the SCAC Defensive Player of the Year. You can see the 2 to watch on your screen. Galan, just the 1 goal. Of course, the defender not going to have the same statistical force that Luis Green is in the SCAC. He was a third-team All-American last year as a first-year player, and the 2 sophomores will be going head-to-head all afternoon here. That's one to keep an eye on as the 2 teams get one final huddle, and they break out ready to play. We'll get the lineup for first the visiting Texas Lutheran Bulldogs. In goal, number 1, Caleb Weed. The first-team All-SCAC player, Lalo Lopez Rivera, Cameron Towns, Jared Esparza, Marco Roman, Cole Welker, Nicholas Medina, Luis Green, Kevin Chavez, and Logan Hurt. And then, Chris, if you want to take us through the Trinity lineup as well.
Yeah, the Trinity lineup is going to consist of a defense of Rodrigo Castillo, Jacob Galan, Colton Wilbur, in front of goalkeeper Blake Lieberman, the senior from Cypress, Texas. A midfield of Michael Pham and Quentin van der Lee. And then as we move into the attack, Andrea Codespotti on the left, Fraser Burns, Jack Downs in the middle, Connor Jones on the right, and Wesley Mitchell up front.
Mitchell with the game-winning assist yesterday in the 1-0 victory over the University of Dallas in the quarterfinal round. The Tigers playing in the second game in just about 24 hours. They're looking to make it 3 and 48.
And this is going to be a bit of a different test for the Trinity Tigers today. TLU a completely different animal than University of Dallas.
I think particularly with just having the attacking force with Luis Green spearheading your attack, that makes you an entirely different team. And really we've seen that in the past couple of years. When you look at the overall last 10 game statistic, Trinity 9 wins and just the 1 win for TLU. But since Luis Green has arrived, the games have been close. We had the interesting one last season canceled due to lightning, in which the Bulldogs were leading 3-1 in Seguin. That'll be one that the Tigers look to put out of memory. And then since then, it's been extremely close. In the tournament last season, they met, and it was a Fraser Burns winner in overtime that took the Tigers beyond the Bulldogs in this round. So TLU certainly a program on the rise. They got the first round bye for the first time in program history this year, and looking to make it count as they are fresh against this TLU team, or excuse me, against this Trinity team. Had to play yesterday. Ball in the box now. Trinity looking to maybe grab an early goal. They scored early and often in the home fixture between these two teams in the non-conference game. Ended 4-0. That was a little bit of an anomaly in recent events between these two. The away leg taking place in Seguin, that one counted for conference. Trinity was able to take 1-0, in which Wesley Mitchell got his first goal of the season. He spearheads the Tiger attack again today.
In that last matchup at home, the 4-0 win, Galan was monumental in that, scoring a great goal to kick things off and putting in a fantastic defensive display.
He'll have to be up to it again as well. Here's first-year Marco Roman. He's added 10 assists from the midfield this year in addition to 5 goals. Mitchell with an excellent turn here in the midfield, gets around his man. Now he's running at Lopez Rivera. Can he get the shot away maybe on the left foot? Instead he wants to go wide out to Kadaspati. Kadaspati approaching the box. Will he serve? Instead he's tackled. There's an excellent challenge coming in from the Bulldogs right back. They look to go the other way instantly. Pham looking to put out the fire, and he does. Tigers back in possession. I asked Coach Salazar about Marco Roman. What does the addition of Marco Roman bring to the program? He said, Marco's helped us score more goals and help us win more games. We know he still has a lot to improve on to be a major factor in the college game, but leading the conference with 10 assists is a good way to start a college career. It's a quote from Coach Salazar.
Yeah, I think the addition of Marco Roman just gives a bit of quality to the TLU attack. Definitely gives Lewis Green a few more options going forward.
Handball that time goes against Connor Jones. He gets his second straight start in the tournament. 2 goals on the season. Both of those came against Dallas.
And that previous attack by the Trinity Tigers coming from Wesley Mitchell. He'll be looking to use his strength today to turn the last man, get in behind.
As he did so well on the goal yesterday. Got in behind and then put the ball across for Dueñas. He couldn't miss. Kadaspati going to be called for a foul here. We saw in the first game, and I know you weren't around to see most of it, but the officiating was very, I don't know how to put it kindly. They weren't going to let much go. It was ticky-tack is the word that comes to mind. And we've already seen a little bit of that already in this one as well. It's like sometimes in tournament play, it's going to be more physical. More is on the line. The intensity is higher. I think the referees are looking to counter that by just making sure that any small foul doesn't go unpunished. Case in point there as Mitchell steps back about 3 centimeters to satisfy the referee's demands. Ball put across, way too much on it that time, and it cannons off the scoreboard. Lieberman back in goal for Trinity.
Yeah, I think Coach McGinley's just looking for a bit of experience as we go deeper into playoff territory. And he just wants to put his senior out there for a bit of reliability.
Also one of the team captains alongside Vanderlee. They both didn't start in the opening game. A little bit of rotation against Dallas. They're back in the lineup today. Pham challenges for that one, loses out that time to Medina. Kadaspati now on the far side. He's got Downs ahead of him. Another one back in the lineup. Logan Hurt sends that one sky high into the center circle. Green looking to get it under control. Vanderlee and Pham combined to keep it away from him. Big touch there from Kadaspati. He just turns it over. It was sloppy from the Tigers' left midfielder. You can really feel the tension as the crowd is swelled on the opposite end from us. Plenty of TLU fans visiting. That's always a fun dynamic. Just up the road from Seguin. And not that it matters. Technically, Trinity, the away team here, is the lower seed, and they're sat to our left in an unfamiliar position with Coach Salazar and TLU down to the right at the home bench. Ball with Kadaspati on the far side. Feel he just needs a couple of clean touches to get into this game. 7 minutes gone.
Yeah, in these early stages, it's tough to get a good foot on the ball. The pitch isn't great. It's been played on a lot this weekend, and the weather wasn't great yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see if that plays a role in this match.
Especially passing around the back, such as the Tigers are doing now. Takes one bobble and see a chance the other way as Wilbur steps forward, puts the ball in behind. An excellent ball into the path of Mitchell. Flag stays down, gets the ball across with the left foot. It's well held, though, by goalkeeper Caleb Weed. stands at 5'6", and the Tigers were able to take advantage of that one, of his height in general in the 4-0 win. Both with the long shot from Galan. There's a excellent goal from Burns that just went over his head. Nothing he could do about it. That'll certainly be part of the game plan offensively. There's a reason at 5'6" he's still starting for Coach Salazar. Clearly has the ability.
Yeah, I think he's one of those that obviously isn't the tallest, but he makes up for it in his agility. Has the cat-like reflexes.
Mitchell nowhere near 10 yards away here. He's going to have to back up before this one's sent into the area. Lalo Lopez Rivera, first team all SCAC selection, sends it into the area. Vanderlee rises to meet it. No pressure, that time from TOU. And Pham puts it down the line. Lopez Rivera back in. Just pinball back and forth here between the two teams. Wilbur in the corner trying to put himself about, and he wins a free kick.
Yeah, that's excellent from Wilbur, just getting his body in between the ball and the player. Either going to be a goal kick or win the free kick.
These two long-tenured coaches facing off for Coach McGinley in his 29th season. Had his 500th career win this year, now at 507, 83 and 31 in total. Obviously the winningest in program history, one of only 13 across all divisions of NCAA to reach that 500 mark. And for Coach Salazar on the other end, 14th season for him, 78, 84 and 13. He's also the winningest in TOU program history. He was a former player in the program, a 2002 graduate, and he was the 2018 SCAC Coach of the Year. He's managing a young up-and-coming squad. He's got the most important part, and that's a goal scorer up front. Excellent layoff there from Mitchell. Leads to the shot from Kataspati. Cannon, I think off the face of Aiden Mata. He stayed down.
That's brilliant hold-up play from Mitchell there. Using his body to just caress the ball into the path of Kataspati.
Kataspati not afraid to pull the trigger from distance. We'll see, yeah, right into the back of the head of Aiden Mata. First-year defender from San Antonio. Playing back in his hometown. He's struggling here.
Yeah, that one's going to sting a bit. Kataspati knows how to get hold of a football.
He's back on his feet. See if they need to run through the concussion check on the sideline or if he'll be good to come back in. That'll be handled by the fourth official, which we have for all the games in this tournament. Fourth official in the previous game today was certainly hearing it all afternoon. Not the best job to have. When essentially your job is to sit there and hear from the coaches when they're unhappy. Aiden Matza, though, looks like he's okay to continue. He's back on the field here as the ball goes back to Lieberman. Plenty of space for Castillo. Into the center circle with Michael Pham. To the opposite side for Colton Wilbur. Head up for him. Drop back to Galan. Texas Lutheran. Interesting to see they're not pressing despite having fresh legs. They're sitting in the mid-block, giving Trinity the ball. That one flicked on by senior Cameron Towns. An excellent little piece of skill there from Connor Jones. Gets the ball through the legs of his defender. Can he get the service across? It's the ball in towards Mitchell.
Fantastic bit of skill there from Connor Jones. Just got undone with a bit of a bobble before he put the cross in.
That ball forward from Roman, nowhere near. Luis Green goes all the way through to Lieberman.
That's exactly what Galan's going to be looking to do. He's going to be man marking Luis Green. Just making sure he doesn't get in behind him. Not giving much of an option for the midfielders to find him in behind.
Interesting scenario I didn't realize in preparing for the game. Blake Lieberman, a senior for Trinity. We'll get to this after Kataspati gets the right-footed effort. And his weaker right foot sends that one sky high. And senior for TLU, Cameron Towns. Both played at Cypress Ranch High School together. And they'll be facing off in this one. Towns has been excellent in his senior season. He was named to the all-conference second team. Adds goals from midfield, trying to support Luis Green.
Well done, Jack.
Go on now, plenty of time. Green now coming to meet him. Ball goes to Vanderlee with his head up, approaching the halfway line. Out wide for Kataspati. Space for the junior to send the ball in. Wasn't inventive though, and now TLU can go the other way with Marco Roman. Towns legging it to get into the attack. There's good work though from Michael Pham. That's another matchup. The two first-year midfielders.
Excellent bit of tracking from Michael Pham.
Burns back to Vanderlee. Pressure coming from the left. Vanderlee sensed it. Got past his man. Now it's back out with Kataspati on the other end. Another one sent in. It's one of a few that have just sailed harmlessly over the bar. Both crosses and shots alike so far in the early goings for Trinity.
Yeah, and we talked about it yesterday, Ryan, that an aspect of the game that Trinity are going to be looking to improve is definitely in the finishing department. The shots from distance, obviously, not great chances, but they're still going to be looking to get them on target, at least test the goalkeeper.
Yeah, the stats for Towns I was looking for earlier. 9 goals, 5 assists. Here he is on the ball. Loses out to Castillo that time. So look at some of the numbers from TLU, and they are remarkable. Here's the man that makes up for the majority of that, Luis Green. He loses out to Galan. Say that a few times today. But Green only needs to get the better of his man once to make an impact.
Classic centre-back play from Jacob Galan. Tight on the mark, not allowing him to turn. Wins the ball. Great job.
Lopez Rivera, good defending up the other end. Now TLU can come forward. Ball into the feet of Green. That time Wilbur wins it back. Strength shown by Kataspati. Tigers just frustrating Luis Green here in the opening 15 minutes. And now there's a chance with Jones on the ball once again. Hurt comes out to meet him, and he puts it in behind for Mitchell. Mitchell 1-against-1 with his defender in the corner. Gets past his man. Can he get the service away before it runs out of play? He does, and it's going to be a corner kick. Wilbur is going to come across the take, get the in-swinging service in. Tigers had almost 15 corners. It was somewhere in that area yesterday. Didn't manage to make one count. See if there's a different story today. Wilbur, right arm raised, sends it in towards the back post. This next one, the ball. Mitchell rises to meet it. And I think that's a golden chance, Chris.
Yeah, it's a great chance for Wesley Mitchell. He does well to get high enough to get contact with the ball, but just can't direct his header from a few yards out.
Hurt on the ball. Drops it back to his center back, Mata. Mata want to come infield here for Cole Welker. Loses out. Tigers regain possession on the right flank. Vanderlee loses out that time to Cameron Towns. Galan sending it in the area of Jack Downs. Eventually does arrive at his feet. Jones puts it over the top for Burns. Can he get it back from the Scottish midfielder? Another player that has the trick up his sleeve. That time, though, it runs out of play on him.
Take it.
Ball bouncing around the edge of the area. See, it looks like it's going to be kept in play. It'll be a throw-in. No, out of play for a corner. Couldn't quite get there in time. Lopez Rivera.
Corners yesterday seemed to be a bit of a problem for the Tigers. Having at least 15, not able to connect on any of them.
Yeah, one final note on that front three for TLU. 32 goals, 18 assists between the three of them. something to look at. Going the other way, they're especially good at playing on the counter as well. Can the Tigers get the opening goal here? Weed forced into action. That was a wicked whip in on the left foot. He's going in the middle of the goal. That's difficult to do with pace. Forced the goalkeeper into action here. Galan the closest to it, challenging. This one sent towards Mitchell. Tries to use his strength to hold it up, but it's cleared again by Mata. Connor Jones now on the dribble. He's had Logan Hurt's number so far. It's an unusual number of 71. That time though, he just drops it back to Pham. Tigers will look to use the other side. That one just flicked on into the path of nobody for Trinity. The Tigers trying to press and win it back high up the field here. Kadaspati gets a touch. He's not going to be able to get to that one before it runs out of play, though. And he sends it somewhere out of frustration.
Ball boy won't be very happy about that.
See the orange shirt walking out of your screen there. Got quite the journey to go ahead of them. Mata lumps it forward, looking for Green. Hasn't had really much of an opportunity to get on the ball as of yet. This time they want to go over the top, looking for Medina on the far side. But again, overhit. Tiliu not connecting.
Yeah, I think TLU will be wanting to connect a few more passes in the final third. They haven't really threatened too much yet. I think they just want to get their midfielders on the ball, get the head up. I think that's how they're going to get into this game.
Castillo into the midfield for Vanderlee on the turn. Ball into the feet of Wesley Mitchell. One of the layoff to Pham, and Pham did get there in time. Pass didn't help him out. Kadaspati wants to get the ball across. No Mitchell in the area. Connor Jones at the back post.
That's a great ball back a boss from Kadaspati. I think someone should be getting on the end of that.
That was Mitchell who dropped really deep, linking up the play. Wasn't in the area. Tigers just playing with the one up front and two attacking midfielders supporting. And at least one of them making the runs and beyond the striker at times. Caleb Weed's goal kick doesn't quite reach the halfway line. Downs petitioning for a foul. He's not going to get it from the official. Instead, Marco Roman goes the other way. Looking to combine with Cameron Towns, the senior. Puts it in behind for Roman again. He's got Luis Green in the middle. Towns as well joining him. It's good defending, though, so far. See if Trinity can finish it out and get the ball clear. Vanderlee does so, only as far as Logan Hurt. Hurt's going to be deemed to have been fouled there by the referee. Coach McGinley not pleased, hopped up off of his seat.
I'm not too sure what the referee's seen there. I think the ball's been won, but this is a dangerous chance.
Yeah, it really is. Luis Green standing over it. Is this a shot? Is this a cross? Is this a little bit of both?
I think for me this is a whip to the back post. If someone can get a nick on it, then great, but also try and get it on target. Could fool the goalkeeper.
Green head up, does look for that back post cross. Castillo rose to meet it. Didn't have the whip on it.
That's a wasted chance in my opinion. I don't think it's the best ball in, but
Welker now against two Trinity defenders, wins the throw-in on the far side. He looked for the shape that you talked about. Didn't put much pace behind it though. Just made it comfortable for Trinity to head it clear. It's got to be one of the bigger crowds we've had on hand as well all year, and rightfully so, as we are firmly in postseason play. SCAC Championship semifinals.
yeah, postseason play, beautiful weather. What more could you ask for?
I'll take a few goals. Yesterday, a couple of 1-0 results. 2-0 for Colorado College, advancing to the final earlier today. They'll play the winner of this one at 1 p.m. tomorrow. We'll have that one for you, of course, on the Tiger Network, concluding our season on the men's soccer side. Here's a chance. Numbers in the attack. Its ball is put over the top for Cameron Towns. He's tracked it down just inside the box on the left side. Can he get the cross away? Another excellent piece of defending from Castillo, and he wins the goal kick as well. How good has he been in the last 2 games?
He's been brilliant, Ryan. Strong in the defence, even getting forward yesterday. He created the chance, the Fraser Burns chance yesterday that came off the bar. He's been great on both sides of the ball. Rightfully earning a starting place today.
Now, there were questions about, maybe J.C. Roll comes back in. Of course, Tigers missing out with Neil Verwillow out injured.
I think part of the reasoning behind Castillo starting today is his pace. If the back line do get caught in behind, he's the one that can recover.
Jones with the header. He's going to be defending here once again. Welker, can he turn out of pressure? Drops it back to Logan Hurt. Puts it down the line. Castillo again sends it clear, but Welker's on the ball once again for TOU. Cameron Towns puts the ball across. First time Lieberman's been called into action. Got the TOU fans excited up the other end. I think they're growing into this game a little bit.
Yeah, I think they're starting to get a bit more comfortable on the ball and getting their head up, finding a few avenues.
Castillo looking for one of his own here as he sends it long towards Mitchell. Pham against Roman. Castillo throws his head in there to beat Towns to the ball. Throw in into the feet of Roman. Marco Roman on the dribble. Comes infield for Esparza. Now back with Roman. Once the first time ball into the feet of Luis Green. That partnership has been so profitable for the Bulldogs this season. Now it's wide. Luis Green making the run. Can they get the service in? So it's just poked towards the top of the box from Nicholas Medina. Really needs to do better with that when you've got runners in the area. And Matson needed to do better with that. Instead, Mitchell has won it back, but they're going to say it was with his hand. Took the referee some time to make his decision.
Yeah, it looked like a handball from here to me, but McGinley not happy with that decision.
Now Logan Hurt brings the ball forward. The pass in the midfield areas for Esparza, who's being pressurized by Jack Downs. Ball sent down the line. Towns challenging Castillo, but so far he's been able to win every ball in the air. Logan Hurt going to take the throw in. So you get to hear a little bit more of McGinley than you usually do with the Tigers down to our left today. Vanderlee flicks it out to the left. Caught a spot he can't control. TOU gets the ball back in the midfield area. Castillo stepping in. Now Galan and Jones looking to win the ball back off of Luis Green. And again, Castillo. That time, though, too many TOU defenders in the area. Good touch from the fourth official to get it down. Green flicks it on, needs the run in behind him. Medina trying to provide that. Couldn't get on the end of it, though. Wilbur brings it clear. Excellent ball into space. Michael Pham now. Can he lead the attack? Mitchell was across getting instruction from McGinley. And now all the Tigers are forward. Ball's come for Connor Jones. Mitchell out to his right in all kinds of space. The ball does go to the junior. Can he get the cross? And he's beyond his man. He does get the low drive in. And the ball's just scrambling around. Needs a final touch. And the Tigers couldn't provide it there.
Yeah, the ball just not falling kindly to a Tiger player to poke it in. Dangerous play, though.
I think there was claims for a handball in there as well. Didn't see it. We had a few people obstructing the view. The subs that are about to come in for Trinity. I'll tell you what, that pass from Wilbur into Pham to start the counterattack. If maybe Mitchell was up front in his normal position instead of over here receiving instruction, we could have been talking about a really good opportunity. Get 3 subs into the game now. The On the right side, Josh Davis in for Connor Jones, and in the two attacking midfield roles, Ethan Moore and Jacob Hallenberger. Jacob Hallenberger against a
For Trinity,
favorite opponent of his, so to speak, in 6 appearances against the Bulldogs, 3 goals and 2 assists,
Fraser Burns,
including an assist in last year's tournament game, and the winner
27.
here in the 2-1 success in the regular season.
I think you'll see a lot of rotation up front for Trinity today, as they look to be hoping to play 3 games this weekend.
And an interesting little change here is Kadaspati's gone up front, moving Mitchell down to the left side.
For me, Kadaspati more of a natural striker than left winger.
And Mitchell's such a versatile player, can play all over the field.
Yeah.
Shown that this year. Think back to the Christopher Newport game when the Tigers were down to 9 men, and he was essentially playing the role of 3 players.
Yeah, had a few chances to win it in that game as well.
Good turn there from Ethan Moore. Can he get the ball around the corner for Kadaspati? Not that time. Vanderlee gets it under control. I think he thought he handballed it. The referee disagreed. And it's back with Ethan Moore at the edge of the area. Excellent ball in, just no run to meet it, as Mitchell was arriving late. It's for a Trinity throw on the far side.
With the addition of Josh Davis on the right here, I think the ball in behind for Trinity has become a bit more of a threat. Josh Davis, arguably the fastest player in the league, I think you could say.
Here he is on the ball. 1-against-1 with Logan Hurt. Drops the shoulder, wants to go to the end line. It's really only ever going to go one way. It's just, can he get there quicker than you can? The answer to that is usually yes. This time, though, he's forced out of play for a throw-in. Josh Davis, big throw into the area. Caught his body on the turn. Can he get the shot away? It's still just rolling around. The referee's pointed the other way for a free kick.
TLU wasteful with that free kick, just giving it right back to the Trinity to reload. I think for me, Luis Green's a bit isolated at the minute.
The support players are forced deeper into defensive roles. Roman, Towns, Medina. There's Josh Davis looking to get to the end line. Gets the low cross in. Can the Tigers apply the finishing touch? Caught his body. And Weed came out to claim. He's struggling there as Kadaspati, I think, put a foot in trying to poke it past the goalkeeper. Understandably so. It's a fair challenge as far as we can tell.
Trinity starting to knock on the door. The centre goal is coming. Just a question of if they can take advantage of this pressure.
Yeah, speaking on Luis Green, opening 5 minutes, he had a few touches. As we get a replay look at the chance for Kadaspati, he just goes into the body of Weed. But since then, it's been pretty quiet from him. You see right now Medina, Towns, and Roman all lined up next to him to try and win this long ball, but in the flow of play, they've been pretty disconnected going forward. Certainly be something they look to improve on. Hallenberger looking to improve this Trinity attack.
Yeah, that's a good sign for Trinity. I think Hallenberger looks really up for this one. He's been buzzing about the pitch since he's come on.
Welker drops this one back to Mata. Wants the long ball again into the channel for Luis Green. It's inaccurate, though, and out of play.
Here you go. Next for white, yes, next for white.
They've been forced into playing the long ball. I think we've talked about this in the build-up to this game. Against some of the lower teams in the SCAC, TLU is able to, play through the lines, create those goal-scoring opportunities via nice passing moves. But when it comes to playing the likes of Colorado College, Trinity, they're sometimes forced into the long ball and forced into just hoping that Green or Towns or Roman can create that moment of magic individually. You think maybe it's just a sign that the occasion is just too big for this young team? That said, though, it's really been a 2-year process. Last year, the number 3 seed got locked in an intense one with Trinity, which the Tigers took in overtime in the semifinal. This year, the roles are reversed, with the Tigers coming off of a game yesterday against Dallas. Texas Lutheran fresh. I just think they can do more to take advantage of the fresh legs. Maybe some pressing.
Yeah, if I was the TLU coach, I would have had my boys pressing from the off. But they've chosen to go with a different tactic.
Galan there wins the header ahead of Green. Ball's spread now to Logan Hurt, the left back. Has his head up, plenty of space to roam. He's coming in field now. Moore trying to apply the pressure at the substitute. Braulio Adam, number 7 now in the midfield for Coach Salazar. Here he is on the ball.
Good work there from Ethan Moore, pushing TLU all the way back into their own half.
Wilbur there gets ahead to it, but it's still in possession with Medina on the far side. Luis Green going to try and track this one down. And he's got beyond Wilbur, showing his pace there. Can he get the cross in? Wilbur deflects it, and it's headed clear. Still not completely out, though, for Trinity. So they're forced to defend. It's a good turn on the far side. Just going to get the ball into the box. Mitchell really battling there. You like to see the referee allow that play to continue. It's a physical coming together. It's a fair one, though. Now there's numbers in the attack. Kadaspati sprays the play out to the right with Josh Davis. Kadaspati's run ahead of him as well. Josh Davis going to try and make the run himself. He's going towards the inline. Plenty of numbers in the box for Trinity. Will it fall for a player in maroon? Again, not this time, as it's retrieved by Kadaspati. Dropped off to Downs. Excuse me, Vanderlee. And Mitchell can't cut that one out as it goes down the line, but right back into Trinity hands. Wilbur at the halfway line. Yeah. Yesterday's goal scorer poised to come back into the game, Philip Dueñas. JC Rule as well for Trinity, a couple subs set to come in for the Bulldogs. The next opportunity. The current moment, Josh Davis down the right side, plays it back to Vanderlee. A little bit of space for him, he's gonna take the shot on. He hit a couple of bodies on its way through. Now Castillo. Logan Hurts put it down the line. Here's a chance for Luis Green in space. 1-against-1 with Jacob Galan. Vanderlee also coming over to help. Vanderlee gets the challenge in. The referee says that Green was fouled.
Yeah, I'm not sure the referee knew too much about that one. Forced into it. There's a good bit of marshalling there from Galan and Vanderlee. That could have been dangerous.
It's going to be Green right on the edge of the pitch, just a couple inches from the line. Take this. I'd like to see him on the end of it, maybe a Roman or a Towns to take, but he's the set piece taker even from here. Another excellent ball sent into the area, could fall at the edge for TLU. Shot came in from Esparza. Another TLU throw. And there's going to be plenty of subs here for both sides for Trinity, McClure, Rule, and Dueñas. They're going to replace Castillo, Vanderlee, and Mitchell. And for TLU, Joao Maya and Santiago Quinones into the game, into the midfield for Roman and Towns.
Yeah, well-earned rest for those players. They have been putting a shift in.
And for number 10, Quinton Vanderlee. For the Bulldogs, number 22.
Such a tough balance, though, between trying to plan for a potential game tomorrow and trying to win today's game. I think Castillo's been the standout across both teams as a handball goes against TLU. And he's been forced to come to the bench here just to grab a quick bit of rest. Almost a completely changed 11 from that which started the game for Coach McGinley. JC Rule looking for the ball into the channel. Now Castillo stayed on, now playing as the right wing back. Josh Davis, just a quick shift back to the bench. This is where he was really able to make an impact offensively, Castillo, yesterday. There he is again on the dribble. So dangerous.
Yeah, Castillo with lightning quickness and great technical ability.
So originally a winger coming into the program. Coach McGinley converted him into a traditional fullback for a back four, and now this year with the new system, he's played on the outside as well as in the back three. Really worked on his defensive game since arriving on campus. Be a corner kick for Trinity here. 2 more subs when we get into the game for TOU. They'll have to wait for another opportunity as we're under 10 minutes left in the first half. It's been a cagey affair, you could say, on a ton of great chances either way. Trinity in control of possession. Can they take control of the scoreboard here? Dropped off to McClure. It's an angled ball in. No Tiger players flashing across the near post, though, to meet it. The amount of corner kicks that Trinity has had this weekend, it's almost criminal that they haven't threatened really on any of them. JC Rule tasked with dealing with Luis Green here. Luis Green got the wrong side of Rule. He's up front all on his own, though, as Pham looks to try and help him out, and I think JC Rule eventually does enough to put off Green. There's just a bit of separation there. Galan not covering Green, and it nearly was trouble for Trinity.
Yeah, see there for me, I think that's where Green needs a bit more support. He does brilliantly to at least get the shot away, but he's 3 versus 1. I mean, you can't ask for much more from him.
Time for the Trinity back line just to recycle here as Wilbur brings it forward. Head up, drops it back to Galan once again. And you look at the SCAC stats leaders, you expect to see Green up there for goals. 18, the next best, Meyer for Colorado College with 10 and Escobar with 10 for Centenary. But also in the shots department, Luis Green 85. Next best also on the field at the moment, Kataspati 55. He's a high volume shot taker, to use a basketball term, but he also strikes more often than anybody else.
Yeah, I think you're not really too bothered about that. I mean, you want your striker to be selfish, and I mean, he's proven that he can score, so why not?
There's a good ball in behind here. Chance for TLU. The offside flag stayed down. And I'm all confused. Josh Davis is still out there. He's playing on the left now.
Great bit of defending from Josh Davis there.
And his pace proved pivotal there as he tracked back at the final moment before TLU could get the ball across. Lieberman not called into action yet in terms of making a save. Technically, neither goalkeeper has been.
Great bit of strength there. You know, you just want to usher them out of play, and it's good work. It's tough playing that role. It's up and down.
At the moment, he's pretty high up the pitch, as he said. Hallenberger the furthest forward for Trinity. And McClure loses out in the midfield there. Pham comes across to cover for his partner in the engine room. And JC Rule intercepts for Trinity. Dinked ball into the chest of Dueñez. Good layoff from the sophomore. And now Hallenberger wants the ball back for Dueñez. It was past the first man, Lopez Rivera, but Mata covering was able to cut it out. Moore able to win that one back.
Fantastic defending from Ethan Moore.
Without fouling, according to the referee. Approaching 5 minutes to go in this first half. Will there be an opening goal before the break? Josh Davis battling back. He's going to say he committed a foul. There's energy coming from the TLU bench. Can they convert that into a goal?
That's a great battle on that far side.
The fans also bringing the energy across the way. Come in their droves down from Seguin in the Bulldogs yellow. TLU going to be forced to bring back this free kick. Still not quite where it needed to be. Close enough for the referee. Sent into the edge of the area. Plenty forward for the Bulldogs. Galan gets the initial header. Looks to bring it clear. Galan at full speed there. Not someone you want to run into. He's tracking back now. And Logan Hurt has the wrong side of a couple of the Trinity defenders. It was the midfield tracking back that was able to win it. As Adam now under pressure from Ethan Moore. So to Castillo, sends it out in the touch.
Cool, yeah, and that last one, that is a scary sight. Jacob Galan freight train running straight at you at full pelt. You do not want to be on the receiving end of that one.
Throw in taken by Logan Hurt. Flicked on, and Galan gets it clear. Dueñez, can he hold it up? It's a good challenge. That referee says no, it's a foul.
That's a bad tackle for me, Ryan. That's studs were showing. I think that should be a yellow card, yeah.
Love to get a look at it. He certainly wins the ball, but like you said, if there's excessive force, if the studs are up, and you can see.
Actually, maybe not.
Referee the other side would have had the opposite view.
I think it looked worse in real life than it did on slow motion. It's usually the other way around.
I think that's the first booking for either side. For Abram Mendez of TOU. Him head up. Plenty of space for him in the midfield. Not a lot of movement, though, ahead from Trinity. Here he is again. McClure going to track this one down. Cuts it back. He's created space for himself, but again, no pass to be picked out. Wilbur wide. His pass intercepted. Louis Green going the other way. 1-against-1 with Galan. Galan there first. And now they've bypassed both of them. Running forward is Ralph Miller for the Bulldogs. Green now on the ball. So he didn't foul. Colton Wilbur, can he get his shot away? Approaching the edge of the area. Onto his left foot. McClure tracking back. Got a touch. And Wilbur stayed down. Really didn't see the initial contact that forced him to the ground. Looks, he's acting as if he maybe just got the wind knocked out of him.
See, there's Louis Green receiving the support that I think he so desperately needs. Led to a good opportunity there if the referee hadn't called it back.
Saw yesterday when the play was halted in the Austin College Southwestern game when it was in possession for Southwestern. They got an indirect free kick from where they had the ball. We'll see if that's how the official plays this one. If it is, it'll be just as dangerous of an opportunity as they potentially might have had. I think in previous iterations of the rule book, it would have been an uncontested drop ball. Trinity kicks it back to TOU instead. In the new rules, it's going to be an indirect free kick opportunity for the Bulldogs. And
yeah, that's a poor decision from the referee because this is a really dangerous opportunity now.
So I think it's a new rule that is unfamiliar to most. At least that was my understanding yesterday when the same situation arose.
You'd rather be playing with 10 players trying to defend with Colton Wilbur down than try and defend this set piece.
Certainly be an opportunity with 3 minutes and change to go as the fourth official, center official, Coach McGinley and Coach Carty discuss. I think they reversed the decision here. Interesting to see the discrepancy between what happened yesterday and what happened today. Obviously different refereeing crew, same rule book, different interpretation.
I think it's the correct decision.
I think they're both unfair. I think this one potentially unfair on TOU, and the previous would have been unfair on Trinity. Ideally, you just have everyone freeze, then resume play. Can't quite do that. McClure tries to get the ball under control in the midfield, loses out that time. He's struggled to get up to pace since coming in. And now a chance for Green going the other way. Lieberman's come for it, and Lieberman's won it.
Oh, he does excellently there.
He held on to it as well. He's got the Tigers going the other way right away. Davis wide out to Pham. They've switched positions for the moment in the build-up here.
I think the pendulum just swinging the other way now. TLU starting to get on the ball a bit more, have a few more opportunities going forward.
There's a man for Trinity that will be able to cut out some of those opportunities. Michael Pham continues to be a ball winner. second team selection in his first year on campus. They had the ceremony announcing those individual accolades as well as the presentation of the regular season trophy between games. Colorado College, of course, with an 8-1 record, take that for the first time in a while. Trinity, not the recipients of that trophy. These teams still in contestant to get the all-important postseason trophy as the ball comes across for Dueñez. And that's another really good opportunity. Lopez Rivera was close, but I think it's a free volley that he just flashes over the bar.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity, but it's also a very tough opportunity. Comes in with a lot of pace. And that technique's quite difficult to keep that down.
Kyle Davis.
But I think Dueñez will be wanting on that one back.
In for 19.
Applied the finishing touch to the Tigers' goal yesterday. The all-important Tiger goal in the 1-0 win. That one had a little bit of a lower degree of difficulty than the one he just took on there. It was Dueñez assisting Wesley Mitchell, and the game took place in Seguin during the regular season, and yesterday it was
1 minute.
Mitchell assisting Dueñez. No Mitchell out there right now, but Dueñez, here he is on the far side. And he's gonna win a free kick with under a minute to go. Trinity with one last opportunity. Everybody forward from the back.
Yeah, this is important. If they can connect here, a goal before half-time will be crucial in the outcome of this game.
See, yeah, certainly a tough challenge coming in from Lopez Rivera. Not one he really needed to make. Dueñez wasn't in a hugely threatening position down in the corner.
McClure can put in a dangerous delivery.
He's gonna have to here with 30 seconds left on the clock. Everybody forward except Wilbert.
Oh, he just gets that one wrong.
He overhits it. It's not been a great half from McClure off the bench, and that was the culmination, I believe, of that. As the clock's going to run down here,
10.
we're going to look at the final stats from this first half. It was a back-and-forth affair. I think we're poised for an excellent second half of play.
3, 2.
See 7 shots, none on goal, no saves yet for Caleb Weed in the TLU goal. 3 shots, 1 save from Lieberman. Put it even on fouls. 3 corners for Trinity, none for TLU. And we're set for an extremely interesting second half of play. We'll be right back with you after a 15-minute interval. I'm Ryan Figert, and for Chris Gress as well. You're watching the Tiger Network. Don't go anywhere.
Or close to it. Directly to you.
Welcome you back here to Paul McGinley Field for the second half of action after a cagey first half between Trinity and Texas Lutheran in our second semifinal matchup of the SCAC Championship Tournament 2019. Ryan Figert once again joined by Chris Gress. Chris, what do you expect out of this second half after a close affair in the first?
It's a great question, Fig. You know, I think we're going to see a few more tired legs from Trinity, having played a game yesterday. But you know, they have been known to turn it on in the final 15 minutes of matches. And I think TLU will be looking to capitalise on their tired legs. But you never know in knockout play, you know?
Absolutely. As we look at the first change in the Tiger midfield, got a touch there. Diego Gonzalez into the game. Looks like other than that, a very similar 11 to what we saw for the majority of that first half. Castillo out on the right side, with J.C. Rule in the back three. So no Connor Jones, no Josh Davis. For now, those two both played on the right at some point. Two of the Tiger players, they're coming together. No communication, they put it out of play for a throw-in for TLU. Saw something interesting there behind the play. Vander Lee holding his head. He wasn't one of the two players involved in the collision. I think that's why the referee held up the play. There is Vander Lee trying to get it clear. Louis Crane with the ball at his feet. Looks for the layoff to Braulio Adam. Oh, look at that play. Wriggling free, putting the cross into the back post. Could be dangerous. Towns lurking there. It was Joao Maya with the brilliant work on the dribble to get the cross in.
Castillo putting in a man-of-the-match performance so far. A really crucial header at the back post and then two interceptions there.
Mitchell trying to hold it up for Trinity. Castillo wins it back once again, high up the pitch, keeps it in play as well. He's got it back to Mitchell. And eventually the ball does run out of play against the junior forward.
So unlucky. Castillo really putting the work in at the moment.
Interestingly, looks like no Marco Roman from the start here in the second half. Medina and Towns on the wings for Coach Salazar. And this man who looks up for it, doesn't he? Joao Maya. Second run already. This looks really threatening. Here's Fraser Burns. Out wide for Castillo again. Can he get the service away? Looks to take his man on the dribble. He's still going. Approaches the end line, gets the ball away. Could fall for Wesley Mitchell on the turn. Swung the left foot at it. And the shot was blocked.
But a desperate defending from TLU does the job.
Now Towns brings it forward, wants to go down the line for Luis Green. Galan has to take every step perfectly, and he does there. Wilbur with some time. Goes back to Galan. We didn't see much of Joao Maya in the first half. The first-year midfielder out of Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, but he's shown a bit of that Brazilian flair on the ball since the break already twice. Looking hurt, back defending there. Concedes the throw in. J.C. Rule all the way up to take the throw in. Far forward on the right flank for Trinity. Headed back to him by Wesley Mitchell. Comes for Castillo, tries to get the ball in right away. Good challenge there from Mitchell, prevented the counterattack. He's still on the ball. He takes it past one man. He's on the dribble. Plenty of TLU defenders, I think 5 of them surrounding him, and eventually he does lose out. Now Rule goes back to Pham. 2 first years combined. Put the ball in the box towards Burns. Eventually just hoofed clear by Braulio Adam, but it's a foot race here between Galan and Green. And Green deemed to have fouled Jacob Galan, who had the positioning, and he used it well.
Jacob Galan does fantastically to win that foot race and earn his team the foul there.
Colton going to receive this one under pressure from Medina. Gonzalez spreads the play out to J.C. Rule. J.C. Rule now bringing it forward from the right center back position down the right flank. Castillo gets the ball in. Castillo still in there battling for it. Burns now back to goal. Can he get turned? Just really can't make out what's going on over there on the far flank. Eventually it goes for a corner.
Yeah, I've got a feeling, Ryan, that this game's going to be the type that's going to be decided by a refereeing decision for me. I think could be a penalty or something like that. Has that feel to it that one goal could be enough, and I don't think it's going to come from open play.
Could be from a corner. Hasn't been so far this weekend for Trinity. They've had plenty of opportunities, yet to make one count. Here it is, sent towards the back post. Mitchell's there. Medina rose to meet it for TOU. And a sliced clearance means it's going to be another corner from the other side now. So it'll be Gonzalez over to take. First time we've seen him. It's certainly one of his strengths, though, from the set piece. Dead ball specialist.
Yeah, Gonzalez just adds that little bit of talent, class, finesse in the final third.
See what he can provide here. Puts an dangerous ball in. Just beat the first man, despite it being a low, kind of flat delivery. He's into a dangerous area for sure. Now wide with Kataspati on the right flank. Cuts in onto his left foot. Wants the ball in behind for Castillo. You saw the run. He saw the run. Pass just couldn't quite find him. Just inches away.
That play there, tail of Trinity's season. The run's been there, just the execution hasn't.
Okay, the lead with the punt. This time, last matchup here at Paul McGinley Field between these two teams. Tigers are up 2-0 and they're 4-0. Don't think we're going to have quite that amount of goal scoring here today. It's a game that could just go either way, hanging in the balance at the moment. Trinity certainly in the ascendancy since the break. Castillo can't bring that one under his spell. Instead, JC Rule now on the dribble. He's motoring forward. He wants to be the one to propel Trinity into the lead. Here he is down the right flank. JC Rule, can he get the cross away? It is a low one in towards Mitchell. May fall for Gonzalez. Inches away from Mitchell, who stuck out his left foot.
JC Rule taking the game into his own hands there. Great run from centre back.
A trademark run from him. He's put another ball into the box. Not a bad one towards Kataspati. Claimed he was fouled. Not a ton in it. And Kevin Chavez brings it away down the right flank for the Bulldogs. Vanderlee looking to apply the pressure against Maya. Eventually JC Rule is the one that gets the clearance in. Chavez back in possession. Right back for the Bulldogs. Now Louis Screen loses out to Galan. So far it's been all Jacob Galan in that matchup, and now he's caught out. Louis Screen has a chance to run at the other Trinity players. He's going towards the end line. Wilbur comes across, makes the challenge. And Pham comes across, makes the challenge on Medina.
Yeah, crucial that Michael Pham got a foot on the ball there. That had potential to be a penalty.
Now it's a chance for Chavez to bring it forward into the attack. Who will step out to meet him? Ball goes wide now for Medina. Plenty of time for him to measure his delivery as Pham stays down behind the play. The ball comes in, and Vanderlee gets his clearance in. We saw Michael Pham go down in yesterday's game, only to come back in later. He looks like he may be struggling here as he's gone down once again.
Yeah, it's going to have to be McClure going back in the game.
It'll be a big loss for Trinity. He's been a safety net in front of the back three. Covering well all across the pitch, side to side. Don't know exactly the nature of the injury he's dealing with, but it seems to have resurfaced here 24 hours later. So McClure into the game now alongside Vanderlee. Kevin Chavez takes the throw in. Wilbur heads away. Gonzalez looking to challenge. Here's a chance though now for TLU going the other way. Messabody's in the way of us seeing really what's going on. Eventually Wilbur gets it clear. Sometimes you just love to be a little bit higher up, really. Down the line now for Wesley Mitchell. Runs out of play before it gets to him. Trinity wins it back off the throw-in. Now it's TLU again, going the other way. Towns puts it wide for Green. Galan come all the way across to track him. And they're going to say, last touch off of Green. He doesn't think so. He's headed over to go take a corner. And the TLU fans, of course, will agree with him. Voice their displeasure from across the way.
So far, Green in the back pocket of Jacob Galan. But just all it takes is one moment of class, and it can all be undone.
It's the thankless life of a defender. You can defend hard for 89 minutes, and if you make one mistake in the other, that's all people will remember. So far, it's been 2.5 games of Jacob Galan doing well against Luis Green. I think the referee's got this one wrong here, but I think Coach Salazar has a point that the foot was at a decent height. It was Wilbur and his afro stooping low.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other for me there. Could have gone either way.
Caught his body, just can't keep that one in play. It's going to be a throw-in for TLU deep in their defensive half. 10 minutes into the second half. Still looking for an opening goal in this one. Joao Maya loses out that time to Vanderlee. Medina on the turn, sends it forward. Galan heads it down. Green looking to win it back. There's neither team with a foot on the ball at the moment. It's back and forth. McClure will drop it back to Lieberman, look to restore some order maybe. Restore some possession. Like what I've seen so far from J.C. Rule since coming in the second half. Made that one darting run, but he's also just brought a little bit of urgency from the back line. Not time he gives it away, though.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Ryan. He's a very intense player.
McClure, some space in the midfield. Ball gets caught underneath his feet. Does well to spray it wide for Kadaspati. Burns can't win it back, and Kadaspati eventually does. Braulio Adam losing out that time at number 7.
Not much movement from the Trinity front 5 at the minute. McClure just having to go backwards. You can't blame them. They played yesterday. Got to be a bit tired.
Good link up here. Rule eventually gets the ball out wide to Castillo. Wants the ball back. He's another one pushing the envelope offensively for Trinity. It's come to McClure, 35 or so yards from goal. Might he have a pop? He does on the right foot. You don't mind seeing a couple of shots from distance, especially with the height of the goalkeeper. It came into effect last time TLU was here when Galan scored from distance.
Yeah, and Burns putting in the goal from outside the box as well. Over the keeper's head in that game.
That went off of Galan's head. Can the Tigers create something going forward? Good turn in the midfield there from Burns. He's still dealing with the pressure from the defender on his back. And Kadaspati wants to go through the legs of Chavez. He's going to have to go around him now. And the help coming from Nicolas Medina, the right winger. Wilbur forward to take the throw. Burns now drops it off for McClure. He's going to have another shot. That one looked decent. It's deflected and they go the other way. Now Towns and Green in the attack. Tiger body streaming back. But here's Green. He's in behind. At least Galan. Galan now recovering against J.C. Rule, Luis Green. And J.C. Rule doing extremely well. Luis Green, I'd say that might be a yellow card in my book. He's pulling him all the way. And eventually the final shove stops the Tigers from going up the other end.
Yeah, Galan gets pulled out of position just slightly then. And J.C. Rule does a great job covering for him. That's a great centre-back partnership there.
In the first half, there was a moment where it was Rule against Green, and it looked like Rule was going to be a little bit not up to the challenge. Maybe that time he certainly was. Rule head up. Sends the ball into the feet of Mitchell. Pinpoint ball. Mitchell has it under control. Can he get the shot away on the left foot? I think it took some deflection on the way through. Sent Weed sprawling. It's an excellent ball in from Rule. Again, he's the one pushing the Tigers forward.
And I mentioned there for Mitchell, that's a great centre forward play. Didier Drogba-esque, taking it out of the air on the turn, trying to make something happen.
We'll never know how good the shot actually was, but would take the corner kick. Gonzalez to take. Wilbur in the area as well. It's Gonzalez in towards the near post. A dangerous one. Bounces twice in the box. Caught a spotty at the back post. He got the volley wrong that time. Still, Diego Gonzalez, he's gone down under pressure. And I think the referee's given a dive there. No yellow card come out, but didn't see a foul from Trinity besides Gonzalez going to ground. Almost criminal from both teams to let that ball bounce twice from the corner. Ball infield here from Nicholas Medina, loses out to Colton Wilbur. Burns back to Kadaspati, just playing the role as the left wing back at the moment. He's gone infield here. Wants the ball from McClure, he's going to get it. Can't turn. The ball into the feet of Mitchell once again. Out wide on the opposite end for Castillo. 1-against-1 with his defender. Can he get the service into the box? Rodrigo Castillo does get the ball across. And I think it came last off of a Trinity player. Good defending that time from Logan Hurt. Another first year playing a significant role for TLU. Speaking of, Marco Roman is going to re-enter the game here for Joao Maya.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't seen him earlier in the second half. There's been a couple of opportunities for TLU where you just think if they had that little extra bit of creativity, it might have led to something.
Confusion about who's going to come off. Eventually, Nicholas Medina keeping Joao Maya on the field. Joao Maya had 2 runs in the first 2 minutes of this half that you thought, wow, he could be some player. Since then, he's kind of faded into the crowd. But the first-year midfielder, the Brazilian, currently has the key to unlock defense, as does Roman, just back on the field now. When you have the success, when you have the caliber of player like Luis Green is, that's how you can recruit players as well. Allows you to start to build up the program around him. Maya, as well as a few of the defenders playing in their first year in the program.
I'm not sure what the referee's seen there. That's an interesting one. Not too sure how you're supposed to hold a man off. Can't use your body, but...
Lopez Rivera, one of the senior members of this team, sends it out to one of the first year members of this team, Logan Hurt. Forward to Braulio Adam. Little deke there, get beyond Castillo. Braulio Adam still with the ball in the corner. Vanderlee does well that time, just tracking him all the way to win it back. Immediately sends it into touch though. Didn't feel like there was a need for that. Be 2 subs here for the Bulldogs.
For the Bulldogs, number 5, Jared Esparza. Number 11, Cole Welker.
Be Jared Esparza and Santiago Quinones.
In for 22, Jojo Maya.
For Welker and Maya. Throwing for TLU on the far side. JC Rule heads clear. Again, the ball into the area. Plenty of runners here. Luis Green at the back post. What can he create? Puts the ball back across into a dangerous area. Tigers didn't get it clear initially, but JC Rule made sure. Luis Green just looks hungry to do something against Trinity in his 4 career appearances against the Tigers. No goals, 1 assist. That assist came in the tournament last season. That's one of the few criticisms that you can level against the TLU strikers. He just needs to start scoring in the big games. The numbers are certainly there. Castillo now defending on the far side. Ball into the feet of Green. Good link-up play here. Cameron Towns back to Green. Inside the area. Can he get the shot away? It is, and it's right into the arms of Blake Lieberman. I think we weren't the only ones that expected that one to maybe bulge in the back of the net. First real space he's had in the area.
That was the first time that Galan's, I think, been undone. And made a good opportunity for himself. Just couldn't quite get hold of the shot.
Here's a chance again. Kevin Chavez coming in. It's actually Towns that gets the shot away. Again, J.C. Rule with the crucial intervention. Without him, I think the Tigers might find themselves down. Here's a chance for them to go up the other end.
Yeah, the Tigers are a bit under the cosh at the moment. Till you sense a goal.
Mitchell struggling behind the play as well, limping in the center circle. Last 5 minutes or so from J.C. Rule, even though he puts that one out of play, have been tremendous defensively. Kept the Tigers level in this game. $12 shots to 5 for Trinity. But no shots on goal for the Tigers compared to 2 for the Bulldogs. It's almost a new low, not even getting the shots on target in this game. Past couple of weeks, it's been tremendous goalkeeping that have kept them out. So far today, it's been their own finishing.
For the Tigers, number 2, Josh Davis. For number 7, Diego Gonzalez.
Josh Davis back in the game here. We'll see what this means as he's come in for Diego Gonzalez.
It's going to be 2 strikers, I think. Give Wes a bit of help up front.
So a tactical reshuffle here from the Trinity coaching staff. We'll see if it pays dividends. 25 minutes to go. In the second semifinal of the day, that saw Colorado College comfortably in the end defeat Austin College 2-0. A red card and a penalty in that one were pivotal in deciding that the Tigers, the regular season champs in the SCAC, will play for the postseason championship as well tomorrow at 1 p.m. here on the Tiger Network. And right now we're in the business of deciding their opponent. Trinity, a couple of victories against TLU earlier this year. That's not what they'll remember, though, if they can't capitalize on this opportunity here today. Vanderlee out to Josh Davis. Fresh legs off the bench here. What can he provide? Quinones coming in across to defend. Davis gets a low cross in. It's deflected behind for another corner. I think this is the area really where you can point to on the stat sheet and say, I've had so many opportunities from the corner across the 2 games and still not even a decent look at goal.
Really need to make one of these count if they want an opportunity in this game.
Wilbur's ball sent in. It was a low one. Again, not creating anything too dangerous. Could still fall for the Tigers at the edge of the area. And now Luis Green is in all kinds of space. Lieberman needs to get this right, and he does. Sends it sky high. Easily off his line as Luis Green was in behind all alone. Davis using his strength and speed on the far side. Past a couple of TLU defenders. Can he create something himself? Cuts into the central areas. Off to Castillo. Driving forward now on the left. Got the ball into the feet of Cadaspati. What can he create? Top goal scorer for Trinity this season? Nothing that time. Roman running against Vanderlee, the 2 number 10s. Vanderlee sends it sky high. Galan is going to have to deal with this. He's been put under all kinds of pressure there by his captain. Referee says nothing doing there. I just don't think he knew which way to point.
Galan deals with that brilliantly. It's a tough ball back to him.
You've already mentioned the potential for tired legs. I think we're starting to see that The likes of Mitchell, Vanderlee played significant roles yesterday. Ball down the line here from the throw. Esparza wins another in the attacking areas for TLU. Looks like they're going to calm it down here. An eerie silence settles across the ground as they wait to take the throw.
I think as we enter the last 20 minutes, the nerves are going to start to show a bit.
One step wrong for either of these teams, and your season could be over just like that. Season that's been marred by all kinds of struggle for Trinity, and it's been a historic high for TLU. It's not about how the regular season goes. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish the year. They take their first corner of the game. TLU had something off the training ground in mind there, and it didn't work out for them. And now Kadaspati looking to lead the break the other way. Davis, then get him in behind. They need the ball out into space. Kadaspati wanted to go it alone, and I just really don't think that was the...
There's a great opportunity there. Just the final ball just couldn't be slipped in.
Just a little bit baffled how Kadaspati isn't immediately looking to put Davis into space. Kadaspati there just coming across a little bit late.
Yeah, I think it's just his momentum takes him into the TLU defender there, but definitely a foul.
Still no shots on target for Trinity. 2 from the Bulldogs on 5 shots in total. Go on up to win that one over Quinones. Burns now on the turn, the halfway line. He's got Josh Davis in space out to his right. Knocks it into space beyond the defender. Can he get the service in? He's cut on to his right foot now. Low ball does come across. And Vanderlee's gone to ground there. He's claiming a foul. Instead, the Bulldogs go the other way. 4 in the attack now against 3 in the defense for Trinity. The ball from Roman. Not up to standard that time. Kevin Chavez beyond, Castillo beyond Wilbert. Kevin Chavez with the ball into space for Cameron Towns. J.C. Rule shooting that one back to his goalkeeper. Came out with composure there, the senior. Here's one of the other Tiger seniors. Davis just looks for the direct ball in towards Mitchell.
Yeah,
who looks gassed.
It's not a bad idea. I think just Mitchell's legs have gone a bit. He's put in a massive shift this game.
The goal scorer from yesterday, Dueñas, poised to come back in the game, presumably for Mitchell. Good hold-up play there from Green. Marco Roman in some space down the right flank. Green, along with a couple of other Bulldogs, making their way into the box. Luis Green! And he stings the palms of Lieberman. Huge chance for the Bulldogs.
Huge chance. If that's a yard either side of Lieberman there, I think it's a goal.
I mean, we're talking about Luis Green from 6 yards. Marco Roman, assist leader in the SCAC, puts it across. And Green just puts it into the body of Lieberman.
Yeah, it's how they've drawn it up all season, isn't it? And Lieberman come out with a big save.
In for number 22.
A little bit surprised there to see Kadaspati, the man withdrawn. Mitchell will stay out there as Dueñas comes into the fray.
Ralph Miller. In for number 4, Cameron Towns.
Paulson in towards the near post, met by J.C. Rule. Be a throw for TLU. Another roll of the dice here for Coach McGinley will be Hallenberger and Moore back into the game. Next opportunity. Welker also ready for TLU. Here's the ball into the feet of Green. Back to Chavez. Chavez on the overlap. He's got a chance to get the ball in. He keeps the ball in play. Ball does come across. Initially repelled by Vanderlee. Still not all the way out for the Tigers. And Mitchell's going the other way, but the referee's going to bring this back. A clattering challenge from Lopez Rivera. It's an orange card for me, Chris.
One of those on the edge, yellow and red. What card's going to be coming out? It's a yellow one.
Just the force in this challenge from Lopez Rivera.
Yeah, I think if the studs get left in on Dueñas there, then it's definitely a red card. But he's just come across him.
That's a tough one for Dueñas to take as well. Just on the field, immediately feels the full pressure of Lopez Rivera. Clattering into him, TOU giving up the free kick. It'll be around the halfway line. Second booking of the game, both on the TOU side. Coach McGinley still petitioning. He wanted the advantage. Mitchell was all alone in the attack, but he did have a decent position down the left flank. He can always bring it back for the card. I think it may have been a issue of checking on Dueñas. Make sure he wasn't broken. So as it is, Vanderlee comes across to take. This one 5 or so yards into Trinity's half. Plenty of numbers forward. They're expecting a big long ball in towards the edge of the area. Said he goes low down the line, not a bad idea. Gets Castillo on the ball, on the dribble, into Dueñas. Can he keep this one in play? He does. He turns it over there to Marco Roman going the other way. And he's deemed to have fouled Roman. Ball sent forward. Galan gets a touch on it. Quinones battling with Josh Davis on the far side. Davis goes back to Galan. Pressure coming from TOU. Asked Coach Salazar during the week, what might make this year different? What might make this year the year that TOU captures its first ever conference title? And he told me this team has the genuine belief. And he said last year we started to gain the belief, but they were a bit unsure of themselves, a young team being led by a young goal scorer. But now, from top to bottom, the ones who are still around from last year know they've all contributed to getting ourselves to this point as a program, and we know we have enough about ourselves to be champions. Our honesty amongst each other and ability to move in the same direction convinces me we have the right group of people with the right understanding. Huge vote of confidence there from Coach Salazar. He's seen it all. He's a former player for TOU. Now he's been at the helm for 14 years. I have to think this is most likely the best team he's ever been in charge of, for all of those reasons you just mentioned.
Yeah, he's done a great job recruiting in the last 2 years.
Last off, Lopez Rivera there. He's cut out of position. Moore's going to look to make him pay. Kevin Chavez shielding back towards his own goal. Chavez coming inside.
Chavez does really well to get out of that tight situation.
Ball sent long. JC Rule gets ahead on it. Tigers just not creating right now out of the flow of play. Can they do something here? Josh Davis on the right side. Runners in the box. He gets the ball across and put behind for another corner. Wilbur across the take, as it has been all afternoon. Looks like somebody stayed down here. Can't get a number on the TOU players there. Medical staff comes out onto the field. He's really struggling, hasn't moved since going to ground. Looks like it's the left back, Logan Hurt. The distinctive number 71. Not one you see really ever. Coach Salazar talking with one of his substitutes. He's probably going to have to replace Hurt here. It's Cameron Towns into the game, the captain, senior. More of an attacking player, but he's started his career at TLU as a defender. See if he slots into the left back here in the moment of need for the Bulldogs. The need right now is just to get this corner clear. 8th of the game for Trinity. This time they go short. And again is blocked. Just all over the place from corner kicks.
Yeah, that's another waste. See sophomore centre-back Amon Islam warming up for the Tigers. I think once he's in the game, it's got to be straight into the box. He is a massive threat aerially.
Tigers have to be careful here, and they haven't been. It's Roman who pokes it through to Luis Green. Tigers streaming back defensively, but Green's out in front. He's forced wide and gets the shot away. It's a calm one. Galan does well just to force him wide.
Great job by the Tigers there to just null that situation.
Didn't really sloppy though, wasn't it? Really a giveaway that led to it.
Shouldn't have been in that position in the first place, but the defensive work is good.
Davis coming in field. Out wide now, JC Rule. Vanderlee dropping deeper. Looks for the ball over the top for Davis. It's good weight on the pass. Davis in behind. Takes a big first touch. Can he reach it? He can. It's into the area for Hallenberger, who loves a goal against TLU. He was looking for it there. And Islam is going to come into the game, as you mentioned here. It's going to be for McClure. He has played in the midfield at times in his career. Sparingly, you'd say, but could be what we see here. Could be a reshuffle as well.
Yeah, a player out of the Houston Dynamo Academy, he definitely has the technical ability to play in that holding midfield role. I think he's more coming on for the aerial threat he'll provide. He always gets on the end of crosses, always finds his way to the ball.
So he waits in the wings to come on next to the fourth official. The first time we see him today. So he got the start yesterday. Duenas cut up in the air by Chavez, showing good composure on the ball. Welker's pass though, back to Mata, not good. Mata's pass back to Weed, even worse. And Weed's giving the ball away here. Hallenberger, the goalkeeper's out. He's going to have a drive. Caleb Weed punches it up in the air and catches it the second time of asking.
Hallenberger's eyes light up at the chance. I think he probably could have taken it a bit further in. Chose to take the opportunity early.
TLU nearly with a self-inflicted wound there. Saw the passes just got worse and worse as one mistake led to the next. Luckily it didn't lead to the opening goal. Good piece of skill there from Roman. He's closed down though by a couple of Tiger players. Launch forward, Ethan Moore looking to apply the pressure to Lopez Rivera. Ball brought under control by Esparza. Mata, first year center back. Ball comes in. Roman battling with Vanderlee, the two number 10s coming together. That time Roman wins the battle.
Bit of a soft one.
Mata stands over this one just a little bit inside the TLU half, right around the halfway line. Plenty of bodies forward, wearing white. So it's a good arced ball in. Galan rises to meet it, as he so often does. And McClure gets that one wrong. It's turned over again. Chavez down the line. Wilbur, good defending there. Still the ball in possession of TLU from the throw. Castillo can't get there in time. Chavez gets the ball in. It's a grass cutter across. And now on the far side, some space for the Bulldogs. Ball in towards the back post. Headers met. And there's the opening goal. The flag stays down, and the Tigers are 1-0 down.
Yeah, it was a big ball into the box.
Didn't see who got the finishing touch. Just saw the net bulge.
And it's going to have to be some attacking changes now for the Tigers.
Looks like it was Ralph Miller, 17. We'll see. Luis Green's there as well. No, 16. Nicholas Medina on the volley. beat Rule to the ball. And the Tigers find themselves in big trouble here.
He does great to get on the end of it.
Athletic play there from the winger. Medina in his sophomore season. All kinds of changes here as Trinity and TOU both react to the goal going in. The opening goal.
I think now it's going to be a bit of attack versus defence. Tigers going to, it looks like 2 in the back, to be honest.
As you say, it's just JC Rule, Jacob Galan back. And the attacking midfielder Roman off for the left back. Logan Hurt. I think you're exactly right. It's going to be 10 minutes of can the Tigers find the breakthrough. They need it now to force extra time. Vanderlee in the center circle. JC Rule bringing it forward. Out wide now for Castillo. Cuts in onto his right foot. Will that goal just wake up the Tiger attack? Thought they were going to get a chance from a corner. Instead, it's a goal kick. It's a Trinity team that's not been untested this season, to say the least. More defeats than by far than we're used to seeing. 11-5-2 on the season coming in. And it's a situation that, like we haven't seen in recent years, the Tigers have to win the SCAC to move on to the NCAA tournament. There's really very little question about that.
Yeah, they definitely won't receive the at-large bid.
Really been a question of, does anyone deserve the at-large bid in the West region? It's been a very mixed display from some of the usual contenders. Here's Luis Green, looking to make something happen on the ball. 4 Tiger defenders surrounding him. He's still on the dribble. Doing well just to... Now it's an excellent ball in towards the back post on the left foot. Just got his head up and picked out a beautiful pass. TOU still pushing for the second goal that would really ice this game.
8 minutes remaining. It's about a bit of game management for TOU.
Yeah, Colorado College was excellent at that, and eventually they got the second goal to see it out against Austin. TOU will need some similar composure as JC Rule sends this one forward. Caudaspati, the top goal scorer for Trinity, is about to come back into the game. They need a moment from him more than ever. Coach Salazar's team 8 minutes away from a first conference final berth in program history. And from sending the Tiger players back to their dorms and to the stands for tomorrow's game. Free kick here for TOU, plenty of time for Trinity, but TOU going to try and take as much of it as they can. At every opportunity, of course. Kevin Chavez stands over it. And they're going to go short. Nobody wearing a maroon shirt in the area. Welker goes back to Chavez down the line. Cross comes in towards the back post. Lieberman holds it. Lieberman with a distribution towards Mitchell. Lopez Rivera wins it. Hallenberger trying to track it down. Mata with the head from TOU. And now Medina, the goal scorer, coming into the attack. He's behind a couple of Tiger players. He's got the ball out now. Can the Bulldogs seal it? It's a huge save from Lieberman.
That could have been good night. Great save from Lieberman.
Ralph Miller denied from close range there. That may not be the last chance that the Bulldogs have to grab the insurance goal, with Trinity pushing forward, trying to get the equalizer. Dueñas now on the run through the midfield, taking on a couple of defenders. He skipped past another. Can he get the left-footed shot away? And it may fall potentially on the second time of asking, but Weed comes and claims. Good run there from Dueñas. On his weaker left foot, I think it takes a deflection off of Hallenberger, maybe takes the sting out of the shot. Galan up to win it. Vanderlee The ball into the feet of Jacob Hallenberger. I mentioned his performances against TLU across the years. They need another one here in the final 5 minutes. 3 back for Trinity. Vanderlee trying to recover, and he's happy to take the foul.
Yeah, it's a tactical foul to preserve the lead, but
again, not really sure there was any need. The Tigers had numbers back. It's just the panic that's in their own heads. As Cameron Towns gets the visiting crowd going, the energy from both their bench and the stand pushing them on here. They look to see this one out.
I think it's crucial in this last 5 minutes for Trinity to keep composure. You're not going to score by just blasting it forward.
Mata does just blast it forward there into touch. Too much behind it. I think Cottaspotty will get a chance to come into the game now for Ethan Moore. How badly do they need Cottaspotty to strike? He's blanked the last couple of times out. He was brought in, though, as a transfer last season to bring goals. He needs one here as Castillo's offside. It was an excellent ball from Cottaspotty just on the field. Cushioned down by Castillo.
Yeah, that's great to take out of the air there from Castillo. Just gone a bit too early.
Lopez Rivera taking his time. He's going to take the long ball here. The first team all SCAC defender. There's another one. Jacob Galan rises to meet it at the other end. Towns out into space for Luis Green, the offensive player of the year, but he's offside. Cameron Towns wins it back. 3 in the attack here for TLU. After the giveaway from Trinity, Luis Green 1-against-1 with Islam. Can he get the shot away? Vanderlee's gone down off the ball. Green scuffed his shot there as he was looking to seal it.
To be honest with you, Ryan, ever since the goal, TLU have looked the more threatening team, haven't they?
I think it's just an imbalance in the Trinity formation. With so many players just lurking forward and relying on the back line to do the business at the other end. There's no midfield. Another offside flag here. The 2 midfielders are Hallenberger and Vanderlee. Here's a chance, though, for Cottaspotty. He gets the left-footed shot away, and he just cushioned it. He didn't want to hit it over, and he really didn't hit it at all in the end.
I think he thinks Jeremy Weed's coming out to meet him, and he's just looking to put it over his head, but the goalkeeper stays in his net.
Vanderlee there meets Weed's punt.
And wouldn't this be a great some story this would be? 3 matches played between the 2 sides this season. Trinity winning on aggregate 5-1, but
the one that counts.
The one that counts. The cruel nature of football.
Especially the cruel nature of the way the SCAC tournament is set up. You play the game yesterday, forced to be thrown right back into the fire today against an even better TLU team. And then if you somehow pull it out, you have to go against conference leaders Colorado College tomorrow, 3 games in 3 days. I think there's a reason nobody's been able to do it so far. Chavez sends it down the line for Green. Rule meets it with his head. Vanderlee sends it clear. I don't think the Tigers wanted that free kick. Yeah, the clock does stop, which they'll take. It's going to be everybody forward here.
Yep, send it in the box from Lieberman here. Pump it forward, hope for the best.
Tiger fans holding their breath around the country, around the world. Lieberman's going to hoist this one into the area. Everybody off their seat on both benches here. Sent towards the edge of the area. It's flicked on. Cottaspotty in the area. Lopez Rivera obstructing. The referee says not illegally. Ends up in Caleb Weed's waiting arms.
Yeah, never a penalty for me, just good use of the body.
Chavez in behind for Luis Green. Can he beat JC Rule to the ball there? No. Tiger first-year defender uses his pace extremely well.
And great pass to set the Tigers on the attack.
Punting forward. Just need the movement now. Duenas back to Vanderlee. Vanderlee, Galan, motoring forward. He scored against TLU from this range before. This time he wanted the pass, and instead he's caught out as it's 2 against 2 going the other way. Can TLU seal it? Braulio Adam looking to find the pass for Luis Green. Eventually does come to him after the slide tackle. Luis Green 1 against 1 with Jacob Galan. He's gone past his man, and the finish!
And that seals it.
Luis Green, his first goal against Trinity, and he sealed the game here. It's 2-0 on his shirt. It's 2-0 on the scoreboard.
Look of disbelief from the Tiger bench.
And what's been a extremely frustrating, disappointing season, it's going to culminate here with a semifinal exit for Trinity University. After 7 consecutive tournament successes. Last time they didn't win was back in 2011 before the restructuring of the conference. And TLU has come to Paul McGinley Field. And in a game that was very similar, really, if you think about it, to the Austin College game, where you have the goal and then the goal on the counterattack when Trinity was caught up the field. There's a chance maybe for the Tigers off the corner. And the clock winding down menacingly. Scalon puts it back out to the far side. And I think we're going to be closing this chapter in the Trinity University program book.
Yeah, that should do it, Fig.
And it's going to send both the TLU fans and the TLU bench into pandemonium here. Their first victory against Trinity in quite some time, and it's going to be their first appearance in the SCAC championship final in program history. And that's it.
Look what it means to them. Great performance, you've got to say. I think they probably deserve it on the day. More clear-cut chances. And they take advantage of the Trinity tired legs.
We're going to look at the final statistics. This sets up the matchup with Colorado College tomorrow at 1 p.m., which will be interesting. The game between those two teams this year split 1 apiece. You see the final shot, 7 on target for TLU against 3 for Trinity, who were wasteful in the final third once again.
That for me is the tale of the story, those stats there.
9 corner kicks as well for Trinity. Couldn't convert any of them, and they'll be sent packing here. We'll have plenty of time to think about this, waiting in the long off season. Oh, I'm sure they'll come back in the 2020 campaign with a vengeance, but for now, I'm Ryan Figert. Been joined by Chris Gress, and we'll have a pitch-side interview with Coach Salazar and hopefully Luis Green if we can find him amongst the scenes. Be right back with you on that. We thank you for tuning in for this one. Tigers fall 2-0 to the Bulldogs on the Tiger Network. Be back with you for the SCAC championship game tomorrow at 1 p.m. Colorado College, TLU. Thank you. Check, check, 1, 2. Oh, did you right over here? Congrats, guys. Thank you. All right. I'll be. Chris, make sure we're in the shot on the camera. Left. Here, pitch side by Coach Salazar. Coach, there's a sense that this one was a long time coming. It's been a couple of close games recently against Trinity. How good does it feel to finally come out on top?
Yeah, it feels good. It's another step towards our goal for 2019. So whoever it is, it's a good feeling.
Absolutely. And then Luis, finally getting to strike against Trinity after a couple of games when you've been, in that close battle with Jacob Galan. How did it feel to get that final goal, seal the game?
Well, it feels amazing. He's a phenomenal player. I believe that he's the best defender in the conference, but Trinity did a great job. I'm very tired, and so I'll see them next year.
Awesome. Yeah, and obviously looking forward now. Colorado College is waiting tomorrow. How does that matchup look for you after a couple of games against them this season?
It's another big chime challenge. We knew coming into the tournament, if we had a chance, we had 2 big games, whoever they were. So all we're going to try and do is make sure that we repair, recover, and then get ourselves ready for tomorrow.
Thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
1 p.m. Final TOU and Colorado College will be on the Tiger Network. See you then.